Hey everybody, this is Dr. Gervais Ware with Luminate Vision Network. You're listening to the Systems Spark podcast, the show that ignites fresh strategies and blends smart systems with intentional leadership for people who want to build businesses that scale, thrive sustainably, and turn goals into growth. This is the Systems Spark podcast.
Welcome to our very first episode of the podcast.
Welcome.
I'm Dr. Teran Ware, and I'm here with Dr. Gervais Ware.
Hey.
Gervais, can you tell us a bit about what we're tackling today?
Yeah, we're focusing on the chaos of growth and how to get your business back on track. When I think about that, it's about something that every single business owner has faced at one point in time or another, and not just business owners, but also business leaders in varying levels of leadership. It's chaos. You know, that feeling where the business grows faster than your systems can actually handle. And whether you're a business leader, business owner, it's overwhelming, and it could leave you feeling like there's absolutely no hope.
Absolutely. Completely understand that one. So we're talking about chaos, and we definitely have worked with some business owners who were juggling a bit more than they should on several occasions, now that I think about it. So could you share with us one of those experiences with our listeners?
Yeah. So, I think about, wow, we've got over a decade of experience working with businesses in general. And I think about a particular client, but really multiple clients who were literally juggling easily 18-hour days just to keep their business afloat, missing deadlines, struggling to keep their customers happy, waking up in the middle of the night panicked, and having a whole list of unfinished tasks, a whole list that would always grow with time of what needed to get done, but it would never get done. And with not just the one client that I'm thinking about, but multiple clients that we've worked with over the years, it's all boiled down to one thing. They didn't have the right systems or structure in place. And really, that's what it's all about. And so when I think about this episode today, that's what we want to help our listeners to overcome.
Wow, that sounds awesome. So Gervais, why do you think so many business owners feel overwhelmed when they start to grow their business?
Yeah, that's a good question, Teran. It's simple to me, in my opinion. Growth amplifies everything, right? So in my opinion, growth amplifies not only the good, but also the bad. So if you don't have a solid foundation of systems in place for your company, even the small problems can snowball into major challenges. And so really this is not reflective of how many years a company has been in business. They could be in business for a year, and then all of a sudden they're so agile, they take off and their business grows exponentially. Or they could be in business for 10 years. And in year 11, all of a sudden, boom, there's a huge growth uptick. And, when I think about that, I think about the fact that if you don't have a solid foundation of systems in place, even the things that were super minor and not as significant once upon a time, those type of small problems can snowball into much larger problems. And when I say larger problems, I'm talking about things like missed deadlines, unhappy customers, total burnout become all too common. And the list goes on and on and on.
So what are some signs that a business owner is falling into this trap?
I think that's a really good question. I think some common signs include things like constantly putting out fires. There's always something going wrong. Also, feeling like you're always winging it, like you have no game plan. There's nothing written down to identify the steps to complete any particular processes for your company. I think when business owners or leaders feel like they're stuck in the weeds instead of focusing on the big picture strategy for their company, they may also notice that their team is frustrated because expectations are unclear, or the priorities, the to-dos, the tasks are falling through the cracks.
Okay, so we see where, things can start to go wrong. So how about sharing a success story of someone you helped make a positive change?
Yeah. So, I've worked with business owners who have been super ambitious, right? One in particular had no documented processes. I clearly remember having a conversation with this business owner, and this business owner was just like, listen, I'm now coming to the realization that we do not have any systems or processes in place, no structure, and it's bothering me. And so with that, there was nothing automated. There were no automated to-dos as far as what it looks like for social media marketing, what it looks like to respond to DMs or emails that are coming in from customers, or how to respond to customers who have customer service requests, things like that. So we started by identifying key areas for improvement. We identified one in particular. We realized that there was not a plan in place to really have a checklist of what needed to be executed on a monthly basis for a particular system within the company. Once we identified that area, I was able to help build out a standardized checklist, a workflow that could be utilized to make sure that everything was taken care of on a monthly basis for the area that needed improvement. And within a few weeks to a month, the business owner went from feeling overwhelmed to really focusing on growth and innovation, because that system and that process was now in place, and they could now focus on bigger picture initiatives for the company.
That is such a powerful story. For our listeners who I'm sure are nodding in agreement right now, what can they do today to start putting systems in place?
I think that there are 3 simple steps that I would recommend. The first one would be to start documenting key processes. So you may think that, oh, I already know how this works. I've been doing this for years. Well, document them. Even if it's messy at first, just write it down. What does it look like from start to finish? Get it down on paper. The second thing I would do is look for repetitive tasks that you can automate, like email responses or invoicing. The third thing, finally, I think you should invest in a tool or multiple tools that help you manage your workflows, like a CRM or a project management platform.
Okay, so are there any specific tools or systems you have found particularly useful?
Well, there's so many out there. I mean, literally, I feel like a new one is being, introduced every single day, but it really depends on the business. But tools like ClickUp for project management or Zapier for automation can be game changers. The most important thing, though, is for business leaders and business owners to pick tools that are easy to use and that fit their business needs. Because just because there's a tool or a platform out there that seems right, if it doesn't fit the need of the company, and if it doesn't have an ease of use to where the learning curve is not super steep and you can dive in and quickly be able to really reap the benefits of using the tool, then there's no point.
Okay, so then what about when someone's feeling too overwhelmed to even know where to start?
I would just say it's that whole baby steps mentality, right? Start small. Pick one thing that's causing you the most pain as a business owner, business leader, and think about that one thing. So for example, it could be your email, or it could be the scheduling system or tool that you're using. Focus on improving that one thing first. What would improvement look like? What would the desired outcome look like if that pain point was resolved? So when you focus on improving that and you actually improve it, then that's a small win. And for me, those small wins, they actually build momentum.
Okay, now that we've shared some tips, what's one action step you'd encourage listeners to take away today?
I would take a moment to identify one chaotic area in your business. You know what it is. Don't be ashamed. There's no, embarrassment in this process. Just keep it real. Identify an area that just really needs to be improved in your company. Is it your client onboarding process? Is it how you schedule your meetings? Is it how you execute contracts between yourself and another company? Once you've identified what it is, commit to making one change this week to bring more order to that particular chaotic area. What's one thing that you can change that will make things a little bit better for that chaotic area of your business? Start there.
And for anyone looking for resources or support?
Of course, we got them, right? We have them. I would recommend that you head over to our website. That's www.gmpmarketing.org. Again, that's www.gmpmarketing.org. We have practical tools. We have free guides. We have lots of resources, lots of service offerings to help you gain clarity, implement systems, and feel more in control of your business.
This has been an awesome start to the podcast.
Yay.
So, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Final thoughts. Just remember, chaos might feel like a natural part of growth, but it doesn't have to be, right? It's up to you, the business owner, the business leader. So with the right systems and the right strategies, you can scale with confidence and with ease.
Very well said, Gervais. Thanks for the insights, and thank you to our listeners
Thank
for tuning
you.
in. See you next time.
All right. See y'all next time.